Hey guys, just so you know, next door have been doing their bangy scrapey thing again. Literally as soon as I decided I was going to do this video, it was like bang 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 through the wardrobe. So I started knocking back, so this was me earlier. I wanted to do a video about labels because it's something that has been quite prevalent on Twitter recently. Basically, what I've been seeing a lot of online at the moment is strawman arguments. Strawman arguments is basically when you have an idea of what the person is or what the person is like, what their ideas are, and it's a straw man. So whereas the person might be here, rather than attacking the person or their viewpoint, you're attacking the straw man. That happens so much. I see it with egalitarians, feminists, I see it with I guess men's rights activists as well. It happens with Christians, Muslims, whatever you label yourself as, somebody will have an opinion of what that means. And they will probably attack this idea of what they think they're attacking. So last night I was on Twitter and I saw someone making a very sexist post. I responded to this saying that these ideas are wrong, and as happens with misogynists online, if you respond to one of their tweets, it's like an influx, they all come from nowhere. So there was this tidal wave of misogynists. So what I wanted, they were against my disagreeing with this post, I wanted them to back up why. Even if there wasn't a good reason why, I wanted them to at least give an educated answer, or give an answer of why they feel the way they do. Like, I won't agree with it or care, but at least they've backed up why they feel this way. So I decided to give each of these people a chance to back up their ideas. And they all changed the subject, and none of them really had a valid reason why they were backing this person up. I gave each of these misogynist people a chance to back up why they feel the way they do, and none of them could. So I was just feeling that if you're going to post misogynist things, you are not very well educated on these things, you don't have a good reason to back it up. If someone has a reason they're going to back it up, I'll listen to them. Haven't seen one yet. So then, I got attacked by, I was going to say egalitarians. The first girl was saying misogynist things, so I will say was a misogynist. The second girl backing her up had egalitarian in her bio, and they were basically saying that feminists are bitches and hoes and are disgusting and are fat and gross and ugly and all these things. Of course, when I questioned it, I got caps lock and how dare you speak out against this person's political beliefs, how dare you call them a name and say that they're a misogynist. Back to labels. If you fight against women or women's rights, that is misogyny. There's no amount of, but this is this person's political views, or this person should be allowed to call everyone sluts, or it's freedom of speech. It's misogyny. If you have egalitarian in your bio, and you're attacking women online for just being women, and saying misogynist things, you're a misogynist. That's what you are doing, that's what you are being. If you're an egalitarian, and you're supporting women's rights, in a way egalitarianism and feminism are very interlinked. You have some feminist viewpoints, you're fighting for women's rights. If you're a feminist, and that's in your bio, you call yourself a feminist, and you're saying misogynist things online, you're a misogynist. If you can put a label on yourself, but it doesn't mean anything. Labels mean nothing. One example is me and my brother. I don't normally talk about other people's views on this sort of thing, but me and my brother have quite similar viewpoints on this type of thing. I call myself an intersectional feminist, and he calls himself an egalitarian. But we both believe quite a similar thing. There may be some differences there, but we have a lot of similar viewpoints. He, as somebody who respects women and calls himself an egalitarian, is very different to the egalitarian who goes on the internet and just says loads of sexist things and rips people to shreds. A label doesn't mean very much. If you look at someone for their label, and you're saying you are a whatever, therefore you think this, if you are attacking them, you are attacking a straw man, you're not attacking what they really want. In online discussions and online arguments, what I see all the time is there is no listening. There's a lot of talking and shouting. There's all this sort of vocalising things which happens online because you can just vocalise as much as you want, but there's very little listening. If you are on the receiving end of this, the best way to deal with this is to reiterate what's happened. So say, explain where I've said blah blah blah. They realise that they're attacking a straw man rather than you, and then they might listen. Remember that this is the internet. That's probably not the case. They probably won't listen. They might not listen. They might argue back, but then maybe what you've said they've taken on board. So labels are useful, but at the end of the day they don't mean that much. Everyone is an individual. So when you're meeting someone, whether it's IRL or online, it's best to see them as an individual, ask them what their beliefs are, listen to them. Yes, it's the internet, but you can listen to people and be rational and reasonable. It's not impossible. It still happens. And then if you want to have either a debate or a discussion or just a chat, you can in a well-informed way. One of the main issues that needs to be addressed is equality. People should be fighting for equality and wanting the world to be a more peaceful place. Obviously, yes, we should fight for equality. I'm an intersectional feminist. I want everyone to be equal. But doing that by attacking people and making assumptions of them doesn't help. If you ask someone questions about their belief, which is what I was doing yesterday, when people were disagreeing with me, I was saying, explain why. Explain why you feel this way. And a lot of the time they couldn't explain, or change the subject or swore at me, but at least it's giving someone the opportunity to express their views. This has been a PSA. I hope you're all having a lovely evening. I'm going to do more like social media fandom-y videos soon, so watch out for that. If you want to see what I do, hit subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!